I'm a big dog, who you wanna? Diamonds on my wrist and on my...
Yo, what's going on? And welcome into the huddle. You are here with Conor Coil, Hayden Lunenfeld, and our two lovely guests, Niko Kowalski and Ronnie Davis. In today's episode, we will be going over our early predictions of how we think that championship is going to go down and who we think our dark horses are this year. So let's get right into our predictions, man. So in the West, I have getting to the chip. I mean, I got to go with the Lakers. So I think that's going to be most of us here. LeBron is playing at MVP caliber and is well deserving to get back to the championship and prove that last year wasn't a Mickey Mouse ring, although he played a bunch of casuals to get there. But don't want to slander LeBron in this episode because this man is averaging 25, 8, and 8, shooting on 40% from three. This man is lighting it up, and for that reason, I got to have the Lakers.
Yeah, who's next? I'm next. All right, for that, I'm a Laker boy. I'm from LA, so you know the deal. Lakers all the way. So yeah, I'm gonna go with LA. LeBron's cooking, AD's cooking, so all that. I want LA definitely on the list.
Look, man, yeah, I gotta agree with you guys. I mean, I'm a big LeBron fan. He's the GOAT in my eyes, but I think AD's got to really step it up. Honestly, he's been getting carried by LeBron when it should be his team, and it's kind of disappointing to see AD kind of looks like an old man because he's getting hurt like every single game. And I feel like every time he's on the floor or every single game, he's like on the floor grabbing his ankle or something like that. Like he's got to step up because he's not the 36-year-old man on his team. So I think he will. I think he's a good playoff performer. So I think the Lakers have nothing to worry about. Plus Dennis Schroeder's been playing well for him. Montrezl Harrell's been playing well for him. And I mean, KCP has really stepped up over the past 2 seasons for that team. So, and if LeBron keeps shooting the three like that, they're not going to lose.
Yeah.
Well, Hayden, they do have to worry about the Clippers. I think the Clippers are going to make it to the finals.
Oh,
I don't think LeBron's going to go back-to-back. Not a big LeBron fan.
why do you think the Clippers? You just think, I mean, explain that a little bit because you're disagreeing with us.
All right, Hayden. All right. First, I don't like LeBron at all.
Okay.
I also don't like how you suck him. Kawhi's going 26.5 points, averaging. Can't go wrong with that. Paul George needs to have a breakout playoff year, and I think this is the year. He's been selling in the past.
Yeah, I mean, we all know Paul George, pandemic P last season. He needs to make up for that. I think he's hungry. He came out this season, and he is cooking. He is lighting it up, and that is a guy that I think, personally, right now, I think he's the best player on that Clippers team.
Connor, I don't even know anymore about that. Like when we said it last time, he was, but Kawhi's been playing really well recently. Like, I don't know.
The last 3 games, actually,
Yeah.
Kawhi has stepped up.
Yeah.
I think he might be listening to our podcast.
Yeah.
He has stepped up the last 3 games, but I got to say, in total, I'm still giving it to PG. But so let's move on to the East and who I think is going to make it out of the East. Who I have making it out of the East is a little surprise, and I think you guys are not really all going to have this. But I actually have the Celtics making it out of the East. So I have the Celtics because, I mean, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown combo is dirty. JB is averaging 27, 6, and 4. Tatum's averaging 27, 7, and 4. These guys are insane together. They would be the first seed in the league. First seed in the East if they were healthy all season. These guys play so well together. If you guys sit down and watch the Celtics game, it's so fluid. If they could get rid of Kemba, get a different piece in there, I think that team is very close to beating the Lakers in the championship.
I have to go with the Nets. Once they step it up, I feel like they'll be unstoppable because you got James Harden, and you got Kyrie. So I feel like the Nets is going to be the Nets and the Lakers. That's just I feel like they're going to step it up. But right now they're not playing that well. But I feel like they're going to step it up. But yeah.
Do you think the Nets, like, what do you think they are going to do to improve their defense? Because that's their whole problem.
Yeah. I have no idea what they're gonna do because Kyrie just can't guard anybody. Kyrie's just I don't even know. He can't guard anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more of an effort thing, but I also think we're seeing that Steve Nash is a first-year coach. Like, I don't know if he's doing as great of a job as he could be, and that's not to say that wasn't expected as a rookie head coach. But weirdly enough, I'm gonna agree with Connor. I like the Celtics because right now, watching the Celtics play and watching those top four teams in the East, they're the only one that really doesn't have a problem. They're just losing some close games. Like the Bucks, they're too Giannis focused on Giannis. Like Giannis can't shoot either. That's their problem. Um, and they don't really have a set second score every night. Like Middleton will be at some nights, and then Drew Holiday hasn't been playing well this season. And the Sixers, they suck without Embiid, and they're way too reliant on a man who gets hurt too much. And Doc Rivers is their coach, and I don't know. I mean, he's known for selling in the playoffs with the Clippers, but and then the Nets, I think we already mentioned it, but their defense is just not like I can't rely on that for 4 games in a 7-game series. And with the Celtics, like Connor said, I think they're a center like a Andre Drummond away from, like they get rid of Kemba Walker because even though he does provide offense, they already get enough offense from, they could even get like Peyton Pritchard in the mix, but they get enough offense from that Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum duo. They have good role players on defense. They have a great coach in Brad Stevens. I don't see like a problem with them right now, whereas every other team that's ahead of them right now has something that's so wrong with the way their games are going.
I completely agree. And just to tag on to some Giannis slander that I love doing. So Giannis last night dropped 47 points, right?
Yeah.
He missed the game.
Yeah, he's tough.
Yeah,
That's tough.
he dropped 47, right? 8 out of all of the shots he took last night were outside of the paint. 8. He made 2 of them. All of his points came from inside of the paint, from lobs, from just dunking over people, and from layups, from backdoor cuts.
Mm-hmm.
All of his points. He had 4 points outside of the paint. That man is not skilled. If he was 6'5", he would not be in the NBA.
You're tripping. I don't want to have this argument again. You're tripping.
Okay, 6'5". I don't know.
The focus more on the part where he says Giannis sucks. All right, that man's a 2-time. You said he's not skilled. He's 100% skilled. It takes skill to drop 47. Like, come on.
Yeah,
No random person on the street just
Bro,
drops 47.
He's 85'2". He's 85'2". He just throw the ball near the rim and he just slams it down, bro. I promise.
Because he's skilled he's a skilled finisher.
Yeah.
That takes skill to finish over someone like that.
Yeah. And we
You got a lot of experience in that, Hayden. You got a lot of experience.
Bro, you don't gotta be sussier, man. You don't gotta be sussier, man.
Hey, yo, I didn't even think about it like that. Okay.
All right. I go with Ronnie. I think Nets are gonna win. I think KD, Kyrie, and Harden, once they get that flow together, are gonna be nice.
I think my problem with the Nets is like Hayden and I were saying earlier, like they have no defense. They are letting up the most points in the league. They make all battles or they win games based off them scoring nearly 150 points in a game. That's how they win.
And interestingly enough, I think it's honestly more of a problem when KD is on the court. Like as great as he's been on offense coming off that Achilles injury, him and Kyrie Irving cannot play defense. Harden's the best defender out of those 3. And KD, like I don't think it may be because he doesn't like want to, risk injuring himself, like actually playing on defense, but I don't think he's ever really been that great of a defender. But him and Kyrie need to step it up. I think it's something they got to take personally. And like I said before, I don't know if I can rely on it, if I can rely on their head coach in a 7-game series where, we got experienced coaches all through the East. So I don't know. I don't know if I could see him winning 4 out of 7 with that defense.
Also, just another stat here for the Nets. They have won 4 out of their 12 games on the road. So on the road, they are useless. When they are in their building, they get to be as explosive as they are, as they know they are on offense, right? Playing in somebody else's building, you probably aren't that explosive. You aren't winning very many road games if you're the Nets because
This team is fresh. Once they get their shit together,
And once they get
Daniel
their
talking.
stuff together, they're straight. I'm trying to tell y'all.
This is a new team, Connor.
But will they be able to? That's
New head coach, new team, new head coach.
Harden literally just came
You gotta
in,
get used to that.
and Katie keeps getting pulled out for whatever reason.
Yeah, KD's keeps that 7 to 8 thing. I don't know what is going on with him, but I'm telling you, once they get their stuff
they're
together,
playing better without KD.
No.
Not offensively.
Are you
Not offensively. But I mean, they won last night.
yeah, because I mean, Kyrie balled out, and
Yeah, but I'm
Kyrie.
DeAndre Jordan actually played defense for like once in 10 games, like once every 10 games he
Doesn't
tries.
work
But,
on that.
yeah, and Harden's a good leader. I gotta give it to him. Like, although he can't really win in the playoffs, or like lead a team in the playoffs, I feel like what he's done, taking less shots to get Kyrie and KD their looks, like that's got to take a lot of pride to do because he's historically been a guy who doesn't pass.
Yeah.
Like I think he's a good leader, and hopefully he can get them to where their defense is improving. But like I said, Steve Nash does not look to me like a good head coach, and there's guys like on the Celtics, Brad Stevens, very experienced, very smart guy. Doc Rivers, as much as he did choke last year, he's still a very experienced coach. And then even Mike Budenholzer, who's a coach of the year on the Bucks, like I'd take those guys and their experience over Steve Nash's because how the NBA works.
I completely agree with you there. I think defensively is what they need to change, and they need to tag on some, try to figure out a way to trade for some sort of role players that are very good defensively, even if it means giving up Kyrie, even if it means giving up, somebody. They need to figure out how to either get a more dominant rim protecting big man and a few better wing defenders or something that they can do to help protect them inside or protect them outside for that matter, as they are just playing terrible on defense all around. And yeah, so for that reason, I can't have the Nets moving on. Maybe next season they can figure out a way. Maybe they can do something in the off season, figure out some more guys to get. But their cap space is so limited that they really can't do anything. So let's move on to our dark horses. So I'm going to start this off with my sleeper from the West. And that will be someone who is in 7th place, but historically known for being in 2nd in the Nuggets. So like I said in the last one, this team is not doing so well right now. But, like I said in the last one, this is the year. This is the year that I see some upside, that I see more upside. Jokic is nearly averaging a triple-double. In the playoffs, we all know Jamal Murray goes crazy. MPJ is looking so dirty, and I love the inclination of Bobo. I think they are looking mad nice and could upset some teams. So this is what I need from them is to either move out of that 7th seed or the Lakers need to get out of that 2nd seed. They need to move out so they're not playing the Lakers in the first round. I feel like if they play the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, they have a better chance of beating them. They can't play them in one of the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the Nuggets. The Nuggets are a really good team, and I feel like they could definitely play better and stuff. So I agree with you on the Nuggets. Hayden, do you have any? You agree with that?
Look, I wrote the Nuggets down on my thing too, but I also thought that they would be a popular team. So I decided to, add on like kind of a second team. The Pelicans right now, I mean, they've been playing winning basketball recently, and I feel like Stan Van Gundy, another experienced head coach, has them, on a hot streak and like has Lonzo playing well, which is very important to them. And then, I mean, they got Zion and Brandon Ingram, who are basically like guaranteed 25 points per game each. Like, And then Zion's continuously improving. He's unstoppable in the paint. Steven Adams is a great role player, as we've seen on the Thunder and now in the Pelicans. And they can hit from three. If Lonzo, it revolves around Lonzo, but Lonzo recently from three has been spectacular. Eric Bledsoe's even been hitting from three. And then hopefully they don't trade JJ Redick because he could add to that. But like with the Nuggets, just to add on something there, because I feel like it is important that I support the team I originally chose. Right now they have 8 guys scoring in double digits. 8. And I did hate how they got rid of Jeremy Grant. But they've been filling in pretty well for him. I mean, they got Porter Jr. is playing pretty well. He's become like kind of their third option. They got experience like Millsap and JaMychal Green at the forwards. And then, I mean, we all know like Jokic is just a god right now. Like that man's playing better than I've ever seen him play. And then Jamal Murray come playoff time is a different breed. So I don't know. I don't think that team is gonna beat the Lakers, but they could, like Connor said.
Yeah, it has to be in the later round once the Lakers are bumped up, maybe an injury, maybe they're just tired of maybe maybe the Warriors stay in a later seed and push it to 7 games. Who knows? They need the Lakers to be tired out. LeBron's 36 years old, as a lot of meme pages refer to. And they are going to need them to be tired out for them to have a chance. Niko, who's your dark horse from the West?
Although I love Jamal Murray and I love his girlfriend even more, I got to go with the Warriors.
Who'd you say?
Warriors.
Warriors. Okay.
Yeah. I think Wiseman's going to start doing some shit, and I think him and Curry, if they both can go off in one night, that'll be great.
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead, Connor. Go ahead, Connor.
You got it.
Oh, I mean, I like what the Warriors have done this year. I think come playoff time, they'll definitely start to play Steph more minutes. But I mean, that West, like, I just hope they make the playoffs because that Western Conference is so competitive.
It is.
And I mean, Curry's having an MVP caliber start to the season. If he can keep that up, and Kelly Oubre is starting to get comfortable, like
Wiggins.
And Wiggins is looking decent right now. I'm not gonna say he's looking good because he's a bust, but like,
I don't know if he classifies as a bust.
He's a disappointment. I'll say that for a number 1 overall pick, disappointment. Steve Kerr has that team doing well, and if Kelly Oubre can stay consistent, that's his only issue right now. And Draymond Green stays being Draymond, and then they'll develop Wiseman this season. So even if they don't, make a run or even make the playoffs, next year they got Clay coming back. They'll have a more developed Wiseman. Still have Steph and Draymond and probably Kelly Oubre. So
that is nearly exactly what I was going to say in response to that. So coming back next season, they're going to have a healthy Clay. Hopefully they'll have Wiseman as a second-year player, more experienced. Hopefully they can get to the playoffs, make him even more experienced. And I think they look deadly next year, as we all know Steph Curry to be this player Steph Curry is. But as of right now, I don't think they have the pieces to be able to beat. I don't think they can beat most of the teams that are in the playoff picture right now. And just talk about how, crazy the West is right now. Each team is 1 game or less away from each other. From the first, no, not from the first seed. From actually the first and second seed are very close. But then after that, moving on to like the 7th down to the 14th seed, every team is 1 game or less between each other. It's crazy. And, it's very competitive. Now let's get into our dark horse from the Eastern Conference. Hayden, you want to take this one first?
Yeah, I'll take it. I mean, I got the Pacers, and it's really dependent on the health of the overall team because I think if they get a healthy LeVert back and TJ Warren, then they're gonna give any team they play, whether it's in the first round or even second round, like 7 games of absolute, like tough basketball. Like this team is already a good team without. We've seen Brogdon emerge. We've seen Sabonis emerge this season. I think they're 2 of the more underrated players in this league. And then I think, if they get LeVert back, he's better than Oladipo was for them. I think he's a great scorer and he's going to be their number 1 option. But the problem is I don't know if he's going to come back. And then TJ Warren kind of broke out in the bubble last year. If they can get him back and then have that full lineup, they're going to have a perfect balance of defense and Malcolm Brogdon, Sabonis, Miles Turner. And then offensively, they'll still be talented because Brogdon's putting up 20 a game, so is Sabonis. And LeVert, we all know, can do it. We've seen what he can do. And we've seen what TJ Warren can do. So that team is going to be tough. It's going to be a tough out in the playoffs.
I'm laughing over here because Hayden and I have really agreed on all of our predictions so far. So I also had the Pacers as my team in the East of, the sleeper teams. So the Pacers have lost their last 4 games. That is my only concern with them. I think they need to figure out more of how they are going to be able to, or how they're going to play better on the road, as they have not been playing very well on the road this season. But Malcolm Brogdon has been on some other stuff this year. He is cooking up. I think he's right now before hopefully Karis LeVert can come back from, it was a tumor in his knee, right? Is that what they found?
It was like something on his kidney.
Whatever it is, that's frightening, and prayers out to him. And, you saw him laughing with the Nets last night after they was it last night? Yeah. Last night after they lost with like Kyrie and all those guys. Like you can tell like he is, he looks good. He's shooting now. He's walking around. I think he'll be back by the end of the season. But just going into what I like to see in them, they're good defensively. Malcolm Brogdon is a force on the offensive side and the defensive side. He's being able to showcase his offensive side this season. And he is, looking like college days. Like he's looking nice. And then, I love Malcolm Brogdon. All right. And just to get into who else, Ronnie, you have something to say? You not liking the Pacers pick?
Nah, I'm good.
Who do you have, bro? I'm curious.
I got the Heat. I think the Heat. Jimmy Butler. I think. What's so funny?
I just think the Heat is an interesting selection.
Let him finish his statement.
But I'll
he's talking about why.
I think the Heat, once they get back, I just think the Heat because Jimmy Butler and I think Jimmy Butler and his team will start cooking again. I feel like the Heat would be. I just feel like the Heat. Do you agree with me, Nico, or you disagree with you?
Oh my, I agree with you, Ronnie. That's the best idea I've heard all night. I mean, playoff Heat was a different kind of Heat, and I think if they get to the playoffs, it'll happen again. We got Jimmy Butler and Bam.
Yeah, Bam. Yeah, I feel like and Tyler Hero and all of them. I feel like they're gonna get back going again.
Yo, Boy Wonder was a one-hit wonder. That man is not playing well this season. I don't see. Boy Wonder, Tyler Hero. I don't see him as much of a threat this season. Jimmy Butler needs to stay healthy, as he has been in and out of games so frequently. But as of right now, you guys are not in the playoff picture.
Not yet.
No, Michael Jordan's dad, right?
You said what?
Michael Jordan is Jimmy Butler's dad.
Yeah, y'all didn't know that? Y'all never watched the documentary? Yeah, Jimmy Butler never became the dad, so.
Yeah.
So you think it's Michael Jordan? I mean,
no.
Why can't he shoot then? But look,
he had no dad. Like it's fucked up.
But
shooter. He's not a shooter, but he can shoot.
Michael
I mean,
Jordan.
I like. Don't get me wrong. I like Jimmy Butler.
Giannis is not a shooter, but he can shoot.
Yeah.
He can't shoot.
Yeah, he
He
can.
can't shoot.
He can shoot.
He's
He can shoot.
broke.
He can
He's not a
shoot.
shooter.
Look at his
He's not a
3-point numbers. He can shoot. He
He's
makes
not like-
them. That means he can shoot.
Yo, last night that man shot 0 for 6.
All right. Well, that was one night. He still had 47. He had 47.
Dunking everything. That man is
He had
sorry, bro.
47.
He's sorry.
Shooting is not a part of
He's
his
not
attribute.
sorry. He had 47 points. Connor, you're actually.
Bro, he just dunks everything. It takes no skill, bro. I wish I could just run and dunk everywhere, man. I wish I was just 7. I wish I was 25'2" like he is, and I could just run and dunk everywhere, bro. Just like James Harden said, I wish I had no skill and could just run and dunk everywhere, but I actually have skill. Quote my man's James Harden.
Shooting is not one of his attributes, so you can't blame shooting. Like 0 for 6 is he doesn't shoot. He's not a shooter.
Yo, Ronnie.
He's a rim specialist. That's it.
Ronnie, do you
Yeah.
think Giannis is skilled? Do you think Giannis has skill?
Giannis is very skilled.
Thank you.
I think if he was 6'2", he'd be in the NBA, but
If he was
Yeah.
6'2",
Yes.
you're saying if he was shorter than us, he'd be in the
All
NBA.
that brain money. He's
Nah,
a dog.
he's just athletic as hell.
Thank you, bro. He's just athletic. You know, hey, Hayden, you remember Alex Kennison? Shout out to Alex Kennison if he watches our podcast. You remember Alex Kennison on Swarm, the dude.
Bro, that kid is not Giannis. Giannis is.
That's
That's
Giannis,
the example.
man.
That's
Giannis.
the example of Giannis with no skill. Okay, Giannis is coordinated. Giannis has basketball IQ. Giannis can finish around the basket.
He can shoot.
Giannis can hit mid range.
No,
Mid-range.
bro,
He
he
can
hit.
open threes.
Okay,
He hits threes.
let me tell you what his shot chart was last night.
It's one game, and he had 47 points in the game. So why, if he was, look,
He's hit
Connor,
threes.
if he's scoring in,
He hit one deep 2, and then the other one was from 6 feet. Those were his only 2 shots outside of the paint.
Yeah, but look at the other games. Look at the other games. He's been hitting his threes.
Look at the other games, he's still shooting 20% from 3.
Like I said, that's not what he's supposed to be doing though.
but have you,
The fact that
yeah.
three is good.
Yeah, he's got it. He's developing it, and the only way you develop it is by shooting in game.
You
And
gotta develop. Like Connor, I know you're broke and you can't really shoot, but
What? Me?
like,
yeah,
All right, you're tripping. I think you must be talking about my man's Niko in the bottom left corner here.
Connor, if we had a 1v1 right now, I'd whoop you.
All right, bro. You sound.
oh,
You sound.
Niko.
I put money on that too.
oh,
I would you
Funny
last time we
about
played
me.
it. It's okay. I would gladly put as much as you'd like on that. This man's tripping. All right.
All right, then see me.
Gladly, bro.
All right, what are you doing tomorrow?
What are we supposed to do? Play in the snow?
I won't be there tomorrow.
If it's
oh,
there
sounds
tonight,
like
how-
Connor's scared. Sounds like
You ever
Connor's
shovel, Connor?
scared.
You ever heard of that?
I'm just not.
I
trying
think
to hurt
Connor's
myself.
scared. I got a corner in my neighborhood. I'll shovel it.
All right, bet if you shovel it, I'll step.
All right.
Damn.
All right. But going back into our conversations, who are we having winning the championship? As we got so off topic there, I think it's obvious. I think we may all be in agreement here, other than Niko apparently, because he didn't even have them in the championship. I had the Lakers winning it all, obviously. They look too nice. Dennis Schroeder is just such a good acquisition to that team, and I don't know what else you guys could say to derail that opinion, because LeBron's playing so well at 36. Anthony Davis, as we all know, steps up in the playoffs, even though he's still been playing pretty well. Dennis Schroeder has been playing great. Montrezl Harrell has been playing great. KCP has stepped up. Hayden said in the past 2 years. I don't want to say the past 2 years. I want to say this season he has really stepped up.
And the bubble.
Yeah, in the bubble he stepped up. And then Alex Caruso is also, White Mamba,
Hey,
Bald Mamba.
top 10. He's top 10 in All-Star votes for Western
Who?
guards.
Who?
Alex Caruso.
Alex
Are you
Caruso?
serious?
Yeah, over De'Aaron Fox. Stupid.
I call
It's so
him
stupid.
Bald Eagle.
People are stupid, man.
Bald and he flies. That dude flies. He flies through the air. He has bounce unlike Connor. I'm trying to tell you. That dude is he would jump over you, Connor. He would jump over you.
Would that man
He
has
would body
bounced
you.
at the
All
gym?
right, let me get to mine. minus the Lakers. I just think the Lakers like it's obvious. I don't know what Nico's talking about. Nico, you talking reckless. I don't know what you're talking about. But we all three of us agree. I don't really want to hear what Nico got to say because Nico I don't even know. But I want to say for the rookie of the year, I'm gonna say LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball for rookie of the year. LaMelo Ball is just cooking right now. I think
Had to add that
I
in.
think he's.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
I mean, LaMelo's tough. I can't disagree.
Yeah, LaMelo is tough. I mean, I think it's honestly probably pretty tight between him and Tyrese Halliburton. I think both are playing very well. But
Tyrese is cooking too. I'm not gonna
Well,
lie.
Nico, let's get to yours because I think the team that has LeBron James on it will win. But do you think the Clippers are the Nets because you have them in your championship right now?
I do have them in my championship, and I think the Nets will win. Are you KD all the time in 2K? I think he can pull it off.
Interesting. That's certainly an interesting take. I don't know, man. That defense is a problem.
Is awful. It's awful, man. Defense is awful.
You're awful.
You can't win. Defense wins championships.
So does offense.
Yeah, defense, bro. Listen, you guys can't do all that.
And the NFL does, yeah.
The Nets is gonna be the Nets and the Lakers. Let me tell you why. First of all, KD's been to finals, so KD knows what's up. Kyrie's been to finals, so Kyrie knows what's up. And their coach is the coach. Like Steve
LeBron's
Nash.
the coach. You mean?
Huh?
LeBron's the coach.
Frank Vogel is the best coach LeBron's ever had.
LeBron is the coach of his team.
The Celtics, they're not like they have young players still. I think later on they're gonna make it to the finals, but just not right now. But I do like Jason Tatum, and I will get on my hands. And I'm joking, but I do like this. You already know the deal. I do like Jason Tatum. That's my favorite player in the NBA. You know the vibes. Hey, gang in here. You couldn't. Who else?
You kind of look like Jason Tatum.
Jaylen Brown's so tough. I just want to say that. I love it.
Too, but he's not better.
Yeah, right now, yeah, Jaylen Brown's better. Jaylen Brown's better.
But that's only because Tatum's been off of COVID and stuff.
Yo, Connor, are you doing your All-Star vote?
I think I can very well do that. Let me pull it up.
Hey, I bet we're gonna disagree with this so much. This man is delusional.
All-Star vote. All-Star.
He's going on. Oh, do I gotta enable?
I'm not gonna lie. If I could vote All-Star, I'll vote Steph Curry because Steph Curry.
Right.
And LeBron's.
Connor, it should let you share whenever you want.
LeBron's just not doing enough for me. I don't know why. I love
Okay.
LeBron.
Let me pull it up real fast. All right, let's look at this, boys. All right. So let's start off with the West. And I think this one is pretty obvious. All right, first before I go into this is how I'm ranking the guys that I'm putting in here. I'm putting in the guys that I have seen this season play better than what either I've seen them play in the past or what I've seen them play, or ranking them above other guys based off of the past, based off of right now. This is what they're like right now. So starting in the West, we'll start off with a guard. And I think this one's pretty obvious. We got to go here. We got to go Steph as one of the options, obviously.
I know Hayden's really upset with that because he is in love with Luka Doncic, but he's not that good.
Well, I mean, Luka is my second guy here. I think these two are obvious.
Yeah. Luka, you're tripping. Damian Lillard's next, and then Luka.
Damian Lillard. I'm taking CJ McCollum before I take Damian Lillard.
Yeah, you're bugging. Hey, Niko, back me up. CJ McCollum, Damian Lillard. No.
Dame's overrated.
Dame is overrated.
No.
Criminally overrated.
Absolutely. All right, now let's get into our front court here. So I think this one's obvious. It's got to be
LeBron James.
I'm in Jokic. And then we obviously got to go LeBron. And this one is where I may get some controversy. So obviously what I want to do here as a Rockets fan is put in my man Christian Wood. I have voted for him already. You know, I'm probably about 10% of his votes right now. But
you should vote Westbrook.
I should vote Westbrook. But right here, I am actually going with someone who is averaging 24 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, and Brandon Ingram. This man is, like Hayden said when he brought up the Pelicans earlier, they are of winning nature. They are playing far better than we've seen them play before. People are developing jump shots. I think Brandon Ingram deserves to be in the All-Star game this year. There's other guys that I would say that are better than him, but I'm picking his performance this season over some of those other guys. All right, in the East, I mean, you got to be acting damn fool to not think Bradley Beal deserves to be in this game. I've heard too many people not saying a man who's averaging 33 points per game is not supposed to be in the league right now, or not supposed to be in the All-Star game. And then obviously, I want to put Zach LaVine in here as he is the next guy here, but I got to go with someone who is averaging 11 assists right now, a guy that hurt me, in James Harden. He is averaging 11 assists. He's out there creating so much for that Nets team, like Hayden was talking about. And it is hard, especially for a guy who's known for leading the league in points, to having to take that drop to then now he's leading the league in assists. It just shows you how much he can adapt to a new environment to produce for his team. And now let's get into the front court. I said this in Hayden's episode. The first person I'm putting in here is my man, Gordon Hayward. He has been on a tear this season. I love the Hornets, man. I love the Hornets. I think LaMelo is nice. I think Miles Bridges is nice. And Gordon Hayward has been on a tear. He's playing the best he's ever played in his career, and he has to be in the All-Star game. I don't know about the starting lineup. I know he deserves to be in the All-Star game for sure, though. Another guy I just think deserves to be in the game is Nikola Vucevic, but I'm not going to vote for him. I think it has to be Joel Embiid because he's in an MVP race right now. And guy I talked about earlier, not Giannis, though, because he's not skilled. I'm moving on to the right of him. And
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I said I'm moving on to the right, and Jason Tatum. And like I talked about this entire episode, how Jason Tatum's been on a tear. He has Ronnie loves Jason Tatum. It's his favorite player. He loves he loves how smart he is on and off the court. Just a little fun fact about Jason Tatum. Just a little fun fact about Jason Tatum. He's actually never spent a penny of his NBA money.
Oh, yep. I told him that. The only reason he knows that is because of me.
That is true. Ronnie loves Jason Tatum. He talks about him not 24/7. But yeah, this is my all-star starting lineup. And let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what you guys would tweak. I'll
tell you.
Tell me.
So let's start in the East, because that one I feel like is more controversial. But get Gordon Hayward the hell out of there, man. Please. Please. I mean, over Giannis and KD, like I get like if you put over one of them, but you left out Giannis and KD.
Yeah, you're tripping. You're bugging.
And then you put Jason Tatum in there, but you didn't even put the best player on his team in the game. Jaylen Brown over James Harden. Jaylen Brown's the better player on the Celtics. Jaylen Brown is balling right now. Jaylen Brown is elite. He's officially elite.
Only reason why I didn't do that was because I don't classify Jaylen Brown as in the front court.
He's a guard.
He's a guard.
He was listed on the guard, and
not,
he should be over Harden.
He should be over Harden.
Yes.
A guy who's averaging 11 assists.
Yes.
He's averaging what was it? 26 points and 11 assists. I can't click back on it, but he is having himself a season. And
I think Kyrie over him too, if anything.
That's blasphemy. But I mean, Niko, Ronnie, what do you guys have to say about this?
Yeah, it's trash, but for the East, I would have Beal, KD, Giannis, Embiid, and I don't know who my last one is. I guess maybe Trae Young.
That's interesting.
I haven't heard of that one actually.
Yeah, Cry Baby Young. I don't know about that. Man has been crying to refs all season. Kind of reminds me of LeBron.
Young?
It happened yesterday.
Trae Young is a killer. Trae Young is a killer. I love Trae Young. I honestly think he's not better than Luka, but I would rather have him over Luka. That's just my opinion.
Wow. Wow.
Sorry. Yeah.
Wow.
That's how my
I mean,
feel.
getting to Luka here on your West side, I agree with most of it, but I mean, I think I like that you put Brandon Ingram in there. It's different than just putting like Kawhi, which is generic. I mean, I think Kawhi deserves it 100% too, but and then you could argue for the guards that Donovan Mitchell deserves it, but then again, the All-Star game isn't really a team performance thing. It's more of an individual performance. So I think Luka is fine. Like I think the West is pretty much okay. I'm okay with it. Like there's nothing blasphemous there, but you're East, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you're thinking.
If I could put Jaylen Brown in Jason Tatum's spot, I would, but I'm not putting someone who's a guard in the front court spot.
Yeah, so put him over Harden, and then put
Over Harden.
Giannis over Tatum because Giannis is better, and then put KD, who's the best scorer of this generation, over Gordon Hayward.
Yeah, that one I understand. If you said give me KD over Gordon Hayward, I agree. Because I would take Kevin Durant over Gordon Hayward. I'm just like I said, I was basing this off of people who really shocked me this year. And Harden was one of those guys. I didn't think he was going to be able to step down. I didn't think he'd be able to swallow his pride. Gordon Hayward, I didn't believe he was going to have this big of a comeback season. I didn't think Embiid is going to be MVP caliber. I didn't think Jason Tatum was. I said before the season that Jason Tatum was going to have a bad season. Bradley Beal, I didn't think he would be leading the NBA in points. Steph Curry, I mean, I expected that. He's just playing at such a caliber that I have to put him in. Luka, he's actually underwhelming me right now. Or actually, he's been a little bit on the tear since our last episode, but he's still underwhelming. The Mavericks need to do better as a team. Jokic, MVP caliber. I mean, I sort of expected that because I love Jokic. Then LeBron, I didn't think in year what is this 18? Yeah, in year 18 he was going to be doing this. Of course, I got to put him in here. He's also the best player in the league. And then Brandon Ingram, like I said, explosive as hell. He is the reason why the Pelicans are, half a game from being in the playoff conversation.
Well, everything you just said about LeBron is why he's the best of all time, best to ever do it.
Definitely the best player in the league right now.
And of all time, yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to agree with you there, but that is a conversation for another episode. Thank you guys so much for clocking in. We'll see you guys next time on The Huddle.